Test, test, test. There we go. Hey, everybody. Hope you guys are all doing okay. Loki says hello. He wants his free treat of the day, and he will get in a little bit here. But we have to talk about what a wild day we had. Pretty much starting off with the stock market, then going off of Bitcoin. You're pushing every button you're not supposed to be pushing. Hey, you're opening stuff up that's not supposed to be opened up. I don't even know what you opened up. Microsoft Office. I don't even pay for that anymore. Okay. There you go. Sorry, guys. I need to work on Loki there. He's just getting really excited because he literally saw me put the treats down on the table. But anyway, guys, no. A lot of stuff to talk about here today, especially the Bitcoin, the market stuff that we're going to be talking about. And then on top of that, some of the big news events that we heard about as far as earnings, Amazon breaking some news today as well, and basically what's going to happen here as far as the market, because I think we can start off with Bitcoin for now. Basically, if you guys are watching Bitcoin, you guys know that over the past few days, we've been talking about the support level that we wanted to watch for as far as your basic trend lines here is just this small support level right here. We wanted to make sure that we did not break down below this level, and we're testing it out right now, everybody. We're testing it out right now. So if I go over here, make this a little bit longer on the 15-minute chart, let's zoom it out just a little bit. There you guys go. So you can see where I'm coming from. Excuse me, guys. I got a sharp pain in my throat. You guys could see that we're currently testing out that level of support, and we did break down below it temporarily, and in fact, we're breaking down below this level of support right now. Maybe if I go over here to the 5-minute chart, you guys can see a little bit easier. We are officially breaking down, not the best sign, of course, but we'll have to see how much further we go down and if we can actually manage to close back above this before the end of the day. But right now, Bitcoin is actually breaking down, so not the best of news to be starting off this stream here. I'll show it to you guys in the daily chart. Sorry, guys, I had a really sharp pain in my throat all of a sudden. But here we go. So we're seeing Bitcoin break down right here. If we were to break down, our next stop would probably be somewhere down here around 23,300 or so. Just basically trying to find out if we can find some support here as far as this 20-day moving average. If not, we're most likely going to be coming all the way back down here to what we talked about the other day as far as $22,000. I wish I had better news for you, but look what happened to the market today. A lot of negative news came out in one day, and I was not expecting this. We had been talking about how Bitcoin looked bullish, but the overall market was looking pretty bearish, and that was the concern going into this week. Starting off on Tuesday, today, because of President's Day taking off the market yesterday, I mean, we just started off in the worst fashion in a while. The Dow was down 700 points, 2%. The NASDAQ was down 2.5%. And the S&P 500 was down 2% as well here, guys. So a really bad day to kind of start this week off. And you can see Tesla was down 5.5%. Nvidia was down, 3.5%. Microsoft down 2%. Apple down almost 3%. And all that, and Home Depot down 7% after like a really bad earnings report. And so for the first time in a while, we actually had some bad earnings here with a bad guidance. And people are kind of taking that to heart a little bit more. If you go over here, futures are a little bit green for tomorrow. Hopefully that helps us out a little bit more, hopefully. But man, today was definitely an abysmal day. But, relative to how everything else turned out, the Bitcoin didn't really fall down too much for the day of yesterday. Bitcoin is actually falling down quite a bit right now, and you're seeing this formal breakdown take place. In fact, let me change something up here very fast just so people know. Let's go right here. There we go. Okay. And hey, Bideford, hey, Melvin, I know this isn't the normal time. I'm a little bit early, but Bitcoin's breaking down, so that's not the best move for here. We can kind of watch this for the next few minutes while I kind of go over what happened in the market today. Bitcoin, ultimately, in the last 24 hours really didn't come down too much. For the week, we're still up. Most things are up for the week here. Only thing that's really not up too much is maybe XRP, maybe Dogecoin isn't really up too much. But you guys are looking at right here. For the last 24 hours, Bitcoin's only down about 3%, Ethereum about 3.5%, BNB down about 2%, right after they've had a really wild week, haven't they? But ADA, you're seeing things down about maybe 3 to 4% on average, not too crazy. But right now, you may see that get a little bit worse just because of Bitcoin breaking down at this moment in time. Maybe the hour chart might show it better. I know when people hop on, they're probably not expecting to see this right here. But let's see how this pans out, everybody. Not the breakout you were hoping for, not the breakdown I think many of us wanted to see. But the stock market really dragged us down today, guys. And hey, Ken, happy to see you back, my man. Let's go over here very fast. I wanted to change something up here as well. One more thing here on my end. And I forgot one thing to put on the stream. Maybe I don't have it on here. Yeah, I guess I misplaced it. It's not the end of the world here. Okay, but basically, guys, definitely not a good start off to the day here. We are, what, about 2 hours into the trading day. We held on to support a little bit here. You guys can see for a good, like, what, let's just call it about an hour, I would say. We managed to hold above this support level here, but the next time we came back down, definitely a bearish move here, and it looks like we're going to be going bearish for a while. I told you guys about this signal a few days ago, I believe, as far as that sell signal that popped up. Maybe if I show you guys in the red candle, it might be a little bit easier for you guys to see because I don't want my head to be blocking anything. There we go. Color candles. You guys will see how it just turned red right here, and it looks like that signal has been working so far. If you guys did open up a short right here, although I'm pretty sure most of you guys might have just sold out on that big old boom, or might have scaled out here in panic mode. So a little bit by little bit, guys, but definitely Bitcoin's breaking down, about to hit that 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart. Excuse me, I was reading Chris's comment. Just touched the 50-day on the 4-hour. Oh yeah, the 50 moving average on the 4-hour. Yes, it did. So we're getting really close to it, guys. So for now, let's kind of talk about where Bitcoin is most likely headed. We do have a few support levels here. Excuse me, guys. I'm still sick. I apologize for it, but man, my throat is just not having it today. That first term support level, if you guys don't want to use the moving averages here, you could be looking right here, because at the end of the day, we still want to make a higher lows here. If we do break that trend of lower lows, you're probably going to see a larger sell signal here kind of pop up and really force us back down to at least $23,500, $23,354. And then from there, right, you can actually see a little bit of resistance right here from, my head's not blocking. I hope, yeah, there you go. And if we start breaking down below that, you know, we're most likely going all the way back down here to 21,500. And when you guys look at what's been going on here as far as the overall market, and hey, Kevin, your SPY put paid out big time, dude. That's awesome. I remember looking at it Friday. There was a lot of flow coming in for options as far as SPY puts. They knew something, and they were just pushing it down big time. Because you can even see here the Nasdaq. I think we talked about this as well. No, this is the Dow Jones, but we can talk about it too. The Dow Jones also had a sell signal kickoff today. I think on the daily, though, is where it had that sell signal a while ago. Let me use another one. I don't like the way the colors work on this one. Color candles, there we go. Yeah, this sell signal happened a while ago. The Nasdaq one, I think, just happened today. So all of a sudden now, everything's getting a little bit more bearish. As far as the SPY here, we're still bullish according to this, but I think we're going to die off here pretty soon. But what we were really going off here, guys, as far as the SPY and the Nasdaq, excuse me, was these basic trend lines that we've been talking about. And then on top of that, what was going on here with the 20-day moving averages, and ultimately these trend lines that we'd been following for a while, where we were watching to see what happens if we broke out. But even when they broke down, excuse me, they still managed to rally back up bit by bit without breaking above that trend line there. And then eventually they started to show that capitulation here, which is kind of outstanding if you think about it. If I were to get rid of these drawings here and I just open up all the moving averages and I go over here to the weekly charts, you guys can see how, you know, we're giving up a lot of stuff so far just within one day. A lot of these gains we just had over the past few weeks are just kind of fading away here. Same with you look at the SPY here, but at least for the SPY, again, if I get rid of all these indicators or trend line, excuse me, we still have a little bit of support. So I would think there's going to be a big battle going on tomorrow to see what can happen. I think there's going to also, like, if you guys don't follow the SPY, maybe you guys follow the SPX. Let me go over here to watch list. You know, there was, if I can maybe go to the 15-minute chart, here we go. Towards the end of the day, you know, you thought we might have some type of fight around the $4,000 level. Yeah, it was not really even a fight. Maybe on the weekly chart, it'll end up being a fight. But I mean, we clearly just broke down below it, small resistance, tried to use it as support again, but we closed down below this level. So that's not a good sign going forward as well here, guys. So just be careful with it. Nothing's really looking too positive. I know we had talked about how a lot of the stocks out there individually, besides the indexes, were at these large levels of resistance. We had talked about Apple breaking down here, but also being up against this level of resistance. So I can pull it up for you guys. Oh, the magnet's on. That's what's driving me nuts here. There you go. Resistance levels like that. We had talked about Tesla going up against some resistance levels, basically the moving averages. And it looks like we're getting rejected at this point. Not necessarily, again, coming back down and crashing back down to earth, but because, in my opinion, this rally is really, I think the term I'm seeing online is the junk rally. I don't want to call it junk because the market did really rally. You're definitely seeing a lot of those same stocks come down pretty hard right now, and you might see them continue to go down hard as well, especially some of those stocks that just kind of ran like crazy. But heck, we'll have to wait and see. And hey, Mehdi, I'm doing well, my man. Thanks for asking. Long day. I'm about to go make myself a hamburger in a little bit. I'm still sick, but I went to the store today and I grabbed some stuff. I grabbed 2 ducks, some ground beef, a whole bunch of these seaweed wrap things that I'm going to air fry later on over the next few weeks. Some liver for Loki. He can only have a little bit of liver a day though. And then some mocha cake thing from my mom's when I go visit her. And some drinks from my sister that she wanted. But pretty good day overall. I pretty much didn't do much except for kind of rest still. My throat is still bothering me a lot, and I don't know why. So I gotta get rid of whatever sharp pains in there. Hopefully it just goes away pretty soon. I think I'm just talking too much, frankly. But I'll take it if it gets worse, I'll just take a break tomorrow. But yeah, so guys, as far as we're looking at right now, we are officially breaking down for our next level of support. Besides the moving averages, we're about like $124 away. So as we kind of look at this, we basically want to stay above this orange line here, this first one. If we stay above that orange line, we can actually continue to have something of a higher low. So we're building the stair steps to a higher level, like maybe above $25,000 over the next few days. If we continue to break down below this, then really we're breaking down that structure here, and we're looking more like we want to come back down here to the low 23,000s. Which may not seem a lot for Bitcoin, probably not. If we come back down here to this support level, that's 3%. Altcoins are going to get smashed if that's the case, especially if the stock market kind of continues to guide us back down. And I think that's why it was so important that we kind of see what was going on here, because boy, oh boy, was this just kind of an ugly day around the table. Around the board, whatever you want to call it. But some oil was up a little bit here today, but not a lot of oil. Like my favorite PXD was down a little bit here. I think natural gas also is going down. I think we talked about it being kind of around that like neutral level right now, where it's kind of finding a bottom. It still found a way to go lower. I think that's what I saw today. The crypto. Yeah, it dropped 7% today. So still finding. So actually still over the last few days, let's go to the daily. Still coming down, everybody. Still coming down. So those buys it over here, I mean, they're longer term buys, don't get me wrong, but I'm still going to be holding them for a while. But man, I think, what did I say? The safest way if you guys want to get into LNG or natural gas is just to wait for us to break back above that 20 moving average here. That usually means we're finding some type of stability. Doesn't mean it's going to like do a full on reversal. But usually after a big dip, we find that 20, usually we can find some stuff, right? Dip, find that 20, where, you're going to expect a little bit more of an upward move. We didn't even find the 20 this time, but LNG is going to some really crazy lows right now. So just keep an eye on that one. I'm kind of bummed out about that personally from a personal trade level, but that's why you took it as that's why you do longer term trades. Excuse me. There we go. Let's watch this very fast. And you know what I'll do is I'll go back over here. I'll put this down, and there we go. We can watch it. Maybe let's watch it on the 1 minute here, guys. You can definitely see the breakdown right there and how we actually try to stay above it. Maybe what I can do for here. Actually, no, I'll just leave it like this. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm still sick, so I'm not going to really like go on many rants here today as far as like talking. I'll probably end up talking, but not talking to exhaustion, I guess I would say. One of the things here that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and I'm going to try to slow down my voice a little bit here as I talk. Amazon announced that they want their workforce to be coming back into the offices for, I think, 3 days a week. So we're going to talk about this a little bit here as well. Amazon employees expressed anger about sudden return to office policy. I don't think it was some sudden. I think they get like at least a couple months to like say, hey, let me get my affairs in order. But I'm not entirely sure. We can read the article here. And this is a reception desk at the Amazon offices in downtown Seattle. This is not too far away from where I used to live. And it says Amazon employees on Tuesday continue to sound off about the CEO Andy Jassy's recently announced a return to office mandate, including spamming an internal website with messages conveying their opposition to the new policy. A group of tech workers created a Slack channel and drafted an internal petition pushing back on the mandate, which requires them to be back in the office at least 3 days a week beginning May 1st. March, April. They got like 2.5 months. 2.5 months. The petition urges Jassy and Amazon's leadership team, known as the S Team, to drop the mandate just days after it was announced. The group has since amassed 16,000 members, and about 5,000 employees have signed the petition as of Tuesday night. Employee dissatisfaction with the mandate spilled over onto the e-retailer's internal newsfeed for employees called Inside Amazon, where workers repeatedly commented on a recording of Jassy's recent all-hands meeting. By arbitrarily forcing return to office without providing data to support it, and despite clear evidence that it is the wrong decision for employees, Amazon has failed its role as Earth's best employer. Are they really Earth's best employer, though? According to screenshots viewed by CNBC, I believe this decision will be detrimental to our business and its antithetical to how we to how we make decisions at Amazon. Employees began leaving those comments after Amazon disabled staffers from liking or commenting on Jassy's memo announcing the return to office mandate. According to one employee who asked to remain anonymous, each comment shows the poster's identity and role at the company. Oh yeah, so this is like the only big news I really saw today besides the Supreme Court stuff. The Supreme Court justices in the Google case expressed hesitation about upending Section 230. I don't think this is going to get overturned. It'd be like a wild, wild west type of thing, which no company can really figure out right now. There would just be so many lawsuits and so many lawsuits. Like the system wouldn't be able to handle all the lawsuits that would come after this case is ended. But it is pretty interesting. I'm hoping that Congress can pass some legislation to really curb some of the powers of social media giants. But I don't think this particular case that's getting a lot of media coverage is actually going to pass or going to get voted down. I think it's just going to continue being on Section 230. We're just going to keep on doing the same thing over and over again. There we go. Can I look at AVAX? It seems to be holding up better than the others. That means eventually it's going to crash. Let's see. I'm joking, but kind of. Where's AVAX at? Oh, at the very bottom. I don't know why it's at the very bottom. Let's go to the daily here. Yeah, this one is relatively still up close to the highs here, well above the 20-day moving average. Just had a golden cross here. It definitely took a little bit of a bump after that. I do see a little bit of weakness right now, but if you wanted to kind of into a short, I would say this is probably one of your best bets right now. What do we kind of stop off right here? Yeah, we pretty much stopped off right here on like the $21.68 resistance level. We had tried to get above this level actually like 1, 2, 3, 4 times, like almost 5 times here. And every single time we got batted back down. Let me check out the 4-hour chart for you very fast. Had a good buy signal over here. Worked out pretty well. A little bit of a double top appeared. That's not too crazy. So perhaps if you wanted to take it easy, you could try to play this downtrend breakdown right here if that was the case. On the 4-hour chart, though, still having golden crosses. Everything still looks pretty fine. I would say... Let's go to the 1 hour here very fast. Still having another double top right now. So you have the top breakdown right here. I would say that, I mean, it might have a little bit more of a pullback back up here to maybe the, it's at $20.66 now. Maybe in a little bit it goes back up to $20.72 or something like that. I might take a short position and just ride this baby down until it tests support. Scale out 20, 30% right there. Wait to see if it breaks down after this death cross occurs in the 1 hour. And really see if you can break through some of the moving averages here, especially on that 4-hour chart, like right here. And possibly right here by the time it gets down there. Actually, no, maybe the 2 hours more. Maybe the 2 hours a little bit better here. And really just scale it once it decides to actually test out the support level as far as the trend line is concerned. From there, though, see if it kind of comes back down here to $19.27, it looks like. I'd be willing to make that bet. But, you know, that's if you want to just trade it for like 48 hours max. If you want to trade it for a little bit longer, which I think this is going to be an okay opportunity to do so, I might be aiming for something more of the realm like below $19, maybe with a 5x leverage or so, like around $19. That's 7% times 5. That's a pretty good move right there. Other than that, you know, I'd probably just play it to the 50-day moving average whenever that occurs, but that might take like 3 days if this thing really does break down from here. Yeah, because we had a breakout, still moved up pretty strong. The trend died off. 4-hour chart should be a little bit better. Yeah, 4-hour there. Okay, yeah. I'd be watching if you didn't want to open up a position to have more confidence. You can always just open one up if we break down. But at this point, we're kind of still close to these resistance levels up here. I'd still feel kind of confident opening up some short positions right now, only because you can see Bitcoin at the same time is breaking down at this point and testing out that, 50 moving average on the 4-hour chart that we were just talking about. And Bitcoin's having no luck either, having any of these breakout attempts. So I would say it'd be an okay opportunity just because Bitcoin's breaking down as well, and usually stuff follows Bitcoin after a while. And I think as we look at AVAX here, it has had a pretty good rally, right? So, excuse me. It has had a pretty good rally, and just like a lot of other coins out there, it's just been getting stopped by a little bit of resistance. Nothing too crazy here. You can see some support here, some resistance there, and then like a few weeks of resistance right here. I think this is as good a time as any to either scale out of the position or to just open up some shorts here. With a low enough leverage, we're not going to be worrying about like getting liquidated and stuff. Possibly having a stop loss around, if it's at $20.50 right now, maybe just up here around like $21.50, about $1 stop loss, which would be about a stop loss of about, like 4.65%, less than 5%. I wouldn't be opposed to that right now, but I'm much more of a guy that want to be shorting this and possibly doubling down on that short position if we do break down below this trend line here, especially as you can see that this is kind of lagging Bitcoin by quite a ways, and that's a good lag here. If you care about the signals that this indicator has, only the 15 minutes has had that change of character. Everything else at this point is still in the green here. If you want to see that one here. Well, you might see a lot of other stuff like I guess maybe spell tokens are the best. Spell token just turned red actually just now. What's something that's kind of well, let's go over to Ethereum. Ethereum right now, 4-hour chart. Oh, it just had the sell signal as well here. Matic, that's my coin right here. Matic is in a similar trend where it's still kind of far away from breaking down, and you might find more support here if Bitcoin were to dip today. It might rebound the next day. You might find that first round of support right down here. So if you want to play it safer, you could always short only on the breakdown. But the way I'm looking at it, as far as AVAX is concerned, I would be willing to short from here to the trend line, and then scale up portion of it. And then if it does rebound, I would still be in the money, so to speak, still having a green open position, and I'd kind of give it a few more days to see if it could kind of really tank back down here, especially because the entire market is just not looking too fresh. And again, Bitcoin's having a clear breakdown right now. We haven't broke down on the daily yet, so you still have some time. But, unless the stock market opens up really good tomorrow, we're probably going to be going more into a sideways trend here for the next few days, right? We still have to wait to see how the Apples and the Nasdaqs and the SPYs have to do, though. See. And hey, Mehdi, I appreciate it a lot, especially being up there early morning your time there. I really do appreciate that, my man. Lazy employees, give me a break. I had no problem working in the office 40 hours a week. Heck, I work 7 days a week as a builder and a real estate broker. I'm not whining. What do you call I know that for me, I like working at home a lot, but I remember I used to have a corporate job and I used to work from home every now and again when I was allowed to. But it wasn't like, I never knew if I was working from home. My boss would literally tell me the day before, hey, you can work from home tomorrow. That's basically happened. Because luckily I was one of the few people in the office that had like a real professional at-home desk. But or office, I should say desk, but office. I hated going to work. If I can get out of it, I will, so I can definitely understand the pain. But yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, like they're making over $100,000. They can afford to go into work, right? Remember, guys, I used to live over here, Tacoma, Maps, Google. I'll go back to crypto in a second. Google Maps, Tacoma. That's Chambers Bay Golf Course. That's why I go with Loki. So I used to wake up here early morning, get myself in a latte that I'd make at home, look at the water, and be like, oh yeah, what a good day. And this is like usually in the sunrise there because, I had to wake up early. I drove all the way down here to Stadium Way, drive here, see. Yeah, drive over here, hop on over here, take the park and ride, whatever you want to call it, the parking garage. Hop on the train. From the train, you go all the way up here, doing a few stops, like an hour drive. or hour train ride. And then you get dropped off right here, right behind the train station, right behind the field. There we go. King Street Station. You take an Uber over here, right there. And then you get into your office, chill out. Then you maybe have to walk over here to get some food or something like this at one of the grills or whatnot. But then you have to do the whole thing over. And so you leave at like 6 o'clock in the morning and you get back around like 7 o'clock at night. It sounds like it's a miserable experience, but I mean, the money was worth it, right? But I'll be curious to see what they do if they really do have the power here, because, that one, I don't really see the incentive for Amazon to back down on this unless they really have data that says Amazon employees are much more productive in the office versus being at home. And again, this goes back to what Elon Musk did a few months ago. Remember, guys, he fired like a large section of Twitter staff, and they're still running and humming just fine, right? I think a lot of these companies are realizing that, because the job market was so hot, especially when like at the end of Obama's term it was going down, Trump really dropped that, gave workers a lot more power because of the job market was roaring. COVID kind of happened and messed up the whole whack, the whole thing. I think you're seeing just employers realize they have more power than they had just a few months ago. And now, because there's so many tech people getting laid off, they can make these decisions and say, hey, if you don't like it, you can quit. And whereas before, if they said that and somebody quit, they would have another job waiting. Now people are more hesitant about getting a new job, right? And notice they said this starts in May. May is when a lot of the people that were fired last year, that's when their severance packages run out. So they're going to be looking for jobs in May. And so I'm guessing that they're going to make less money. Amazon's probably going to lay off people even more, or people are just going to quit, look for another job. And while they do that, Amazon's going to be able to hire cheaper employees that do the same exact jobs. I don't think there's going to be a big problem from Amazon's point of view at all. Now, maybe there's going to be some negative publicity about it or something like that. But I mean, if you've ever been to an Amazon warehouse, there's negative publicity all the time. So I don't think they're going to really be, too worried about it. Now, here in Seattle, the local news up here, they talk about Amazon, Boeing, Microsoft, T-Mobile headquarters is here. So they talk about it stuff kind of a lot. But as far as the national news, I don't think CNN's going to be talking about this every day, screaming about it, or Fox News or CNBC might talk about it every now and again. But I don't think it's going to get too much news here. And again, people don't tend to have sympathy for people making over $100,000 in general, right? Unless you have some type of relationship with them, you don't really have a reason to feel sympathetic. I don't. I mean, right? If it's a friend, sure. But if some billionaire out there, some random billionaire out there lost all of his money, I wouldn't really feel any way about it, because they probably lost the money in some way that was their fault, right? They're making that much money? Nah, it's fine. But as a recap here, if you guys are just joining the stream, we were talking about Bitcoin here in the overall market. The overall market definitely had a really abysmal day today. Not the best look. And if we go over here, the market was down about 700 points on the Dow, 300 points on the NASDAQ, and about 82 points on the S&P 500. Just a really bad start to the week. After we had a sleuth of bad news coming out, Home Depot had terrible earnings. I think they said this is the first time Home Depot has missed earnings since 2019. The home builders market is still getting worse, so the housing market is still getting worse here. As far as what do you want to call it? Housing sales are still going down. I guess that's a better way to say it. For the 6th or 7th consecutive month. Inflation is overall still hot, as you guys know. People are worried that all of a sudden, again, Powell is not going to be cutting rates this year, which we've been talking about for a while. But again, the market is more of the opinion that, hey, he's actually going to cut rates this year. I don't think so, but again, I'm in the minority on that one for now, at least for now. Okay, make sure I'm looking at everything right here. There you go. And because of that, Bitcoin right now is breaking down. not a crazy, horrible breakdown, but it is breaking down right now. This is one of those smaller breakdowns where we just want to have higher lows, higher lows, higher lows right here. We're currently in jeopardy of breaking out of this higher low section. And if we do, then our next level of support is really going to be around this 20-day moving average or this 23,339 level that we've been talking about for the past few days. So buckle up, guys. We will really want to see the stock market hold up this week. Otherwise, again, we are taking some pretty nasty dips, and possibly by Friday, we could be all the way down here towards 21,000. Hopefully, we don't get back down here, or 21,500, excuse me. Hopefully, we don't get back down here because while Bitcoin may only fall a few percent, your altcoins, the altcoins that we all own, they're definitely going to be in a little bit more of a bearish position here, okay? You could already see this death cross that's going to be coming over too. So we really need to have some type of good news, but I don't think we really have much economic data coming out that would suggest something is so good that we can really pop up all automatically. We're just hoping that there's another rebound here because people are buying the dip and people are still in this kumbaya mode where they want to buy everything and everything they can in the stock market right now. All right, back over here. Pop on the 5-minute chart here so you guys can see. Hitting a little bit of consolidation, nothing too crazy, but this breakdown definitely isn't a good look for the assets at this point. If you guys want to, though, the other breakdown that you guys might be looking for, is there even another one? Maybe on the weekly chart here? Oh, yeah, just so you guys know. At this point, we're having some trouble breaking out above the 50 and the 200. On Sunday, I believe, no, yesterday when I was sick and we were talking about this, I'm still sick, geez. I talked about how we didn't actually close above the 50, but even though we were managing to break above it for the first day, to watch out for that. So keep an eye on that as well. That still level of resistance. There's really not a clean level of support right here. I'm just hoping this doesn't end up being some type of ugly double top or something. Okay, there we go. And hey, the Real Transporter, happy to see you back, man. Nice to see you stream a couple hours earlier. I'm going to move it around a little bit, guys. I've just been sick for the past few days, and I'm getting some type of a sharp pain in the back of my throat from being sick, so I must have did something to it. I don't know what, but it sucks. And I can't talk as well as I normally can. I already kind of stutter a little bit because of ADHD and stuff, and me just being very hyper right now. But the cold medicine is definitely messing with my medication, so I'm going to try my best to be more of a slower speaker today. I'm actually going to mess with this, there you go, margin a little bit here. I want you guys to be able to see what's going on at the bottom here without it being too close. Hey Tyson, worked in corporate for 20 years, 6 months, 4 days, retired and working from home for the last 3 years. Best move I've ever made. Working at home is much, much better. And now that I work from home, all the time because I'm a trader and whatnot, I guess I was still full-time, I guess, when I was living at that last apartment here. It's nice not to have to drive places. It's just nice. I didn't realize that when I worked in an office, how much I just spent on the road or traveling to work. It was at least an hour and a half commute to work every day, including the Uber drive, right? It sucked. It sucked. The pay was worth it, but it really did suck here. If you guys have the ability to work from home, I definitely recommend it. And you guys can see Bitcoin still coming down a little bit lower. We're going to be looking at our first level of support here pretty soon. You guys can see this on the 1-minute chart. Maybe I can actually zoom out a little bit more here as far as the bottom margin is concerned. Let's go to 20. There you guys go. Let's go to 15 right here. Make it a little bit easier for you guys. There you go. So, and you can actually, on the 1-minute chart, you can see that support level that we were just talking about. it has a little bit of a block here. So it's looking for a bounce here potentially, looking after some volume. So let me zoom in here a little bit. My leg is hurting me now. Oh, geez. Okay, well, we're doing a pretty forceful testing. Bitcoin's already down about 2.5% right now. Looks like it may want to come down a little bit lower. All right, and again, this is to fight off the higher lows. We want to have higher lows right now, so we don't want to break down below this 23,840 level. Because if that happens, you're probably going to see some stop losses get triggered here and get flushed down. You can see we did manage to buy back up here. Let's go to the second chart. We're still doing fine, and we just really don't want to break down here. So that was a buying signal right there as far as if you guys wanted to buy on that order block. But for me, I'm kind of just happy here to kind of watch and see how all this plays out. Let's see. Let's go back to the 5 here. Actually, daily right now. Yeah. You can definitely see we already broke down, and now we're just clearly testing out some of these support levels here. I really hope we can hold this 23,840 level, though. I kind of wish the stock market was open, though. All right, let's go back to the one. Definitely trying to hold on. Definitely trying to hold on here, though. In-person employment has accountability too. Yeah, I've always heard stories of people faking working at home, but still getting the work done. I don't know how you do it, but I think a lot of the people that do that are like coders or something like that. So I don't exactly know. I'm a marketing guy. We have to talk to people all the time. It's like part of the job. Mike, I should open a live in TikTok. Yeah, Mark, I'll probably try that in a few days. What I need to do is, well, actually, I have like a bag full of chargers. I buy my chargers in bulk. I need to find where my iPhone stand. Oh, there's an iPhone stand right there on my desk behind my monitor. I need to get a better iPhone stand though, because this one doesn't work as well, and my camera, like, I need my camera to point up. This one just has the camera pointing down because it's meant to be used like this, like looking down at it. I should probably use TikTok more often when I do these types of things. I'll probably end up doing it over the next few days. I just need to go to Amazon and buy one up here. Let's see. Amazon, iPhone, stand. They all point down. They all point down. The one I have right here is like $12. It points down. Oh. That one might not be too bad. Can't tell. I'm trying to think of like what wouldn't hurt too much, have too much space here. Okay, so you have a little bit of a block order that worked as far as a level of support. This would be a scalp, though. This is like a scalp strategy 101 here. You don't even need the signal thing here to tell you. It's just kind of like, hey, if you guys were new at trading, that thing would have made you some money. But again, this if you wanted to scalp. I don't know who starts trading and they want to scalp first of all. I mean, this one doesn't look too bad here. Apply a $2 coupon. So it has like a little thing so I can kind of move it around a little bit. It's $16. There's a whole bunch of different ones here, I guess. Oh, there's some squiggly ones here. There's a phone mount for it. I don't need a full-on mount. Maybe this one actually. I like that squiggle. This could. I think this is longer. It's the longer part that I kind of like. Oh, maybe this one too. $25. Okay, let's open this one up here. Let's open this one up here. Bitcoin's still testing out support. I promise nothing crazy's happened since we turned this off. Ah. So it grips onto the desk. We got this one right here. Clamps like that onto the desk. I kind of like that clamp style better though. Free 1 day. When does this come? Thursday? That's not too long. It says 13% off, or is it? I don't know if it's a scam or not. I'll buy now. Oh, I don't know if I like the clamp on that one. I'll figure it out. The clamp on that one better though. Yeah, on the top. Okay, I'll just buy this one. It'll be here in a couple days. I'm not getting the one I thought, but place the order. Okay. Arriving February 23rd. Order placed. Thanks. Confirmation will be sent to email. Shipping will to Michael. Okay, there we go. Okay, sweet. Yeah, okay. I bought one up. Hopefully it works out pretty well. But I know I need to do more of it. But the only stand I have right now is, let me move this thing over a little bit here, is this one. This one is used for work. The heck is that on it? Yeah. But this one's just used for work. So like basically it just kind of folds like this. It can go upside down, but again, the phone will be falling out. so the phone can never point towards the actual monitor. So I bought one. I think I do need to do more of that as far as TikTok's concerned. I just post a lot of TikToks, and I don't even enjoy TikTok at this point. The TikTok market is so saturated that you really have to like already have a good be really good at like the entertainment side, which I'm not. So maybe live streaming would be kind of fun just to kind of build up an audience there as well. So I'd probably try that. Stream for an hour a day while I'm doing this and answer their questions along with your questions. Because I know I kind of like TikTok's method of live streaming. You just kind of swipe and then somehow you're in a live stream. I kind of like that type of thing. Remember, they have multiple warehouses empty in Illinois, so this may be Amazon's way to reduce staff without laying off some employees that actually want to work. I mean, I think that'd be interesting, but like at this point, I don't even think they need to make a formal announcements about layoffs of warehouse employees. I think what they're going to be doing is going off of the office staff, the people, white collar jobs. I think that's what's really going to be a pain here because, I think they're talking about a lot of the downtown offices. Because I used to live like a few blocks away from the Amazon balls, as we call them, Bezos balls, as we call them. Like if you go here to Seattle, Google Maps, the big office is right here. And why does it keep going to that one spot in Chambers Bay? That's not Seattle. Okay, so if we go here to Seattle, you go here. I used to live in this building called McKenzie. Right here. Okay, right here. Yeah, right there. Right next to Denny Park. So they're right here. Those are the Bezos balls. So if I do a little drop pin right there, okay, you can kind of see how you can walk inside of them. It's a pretty chill area. But like all these buildings are all just different types of Amazon. Besides that one, I think that's a condo building. But these are all like Amazon buildings. There's like so many of them, and then they also have Amazon buildings in Bellevue. What's it here? Amazon Go convenience store, Amazon Tour, Amazon Hub. There's other things I think inside this building though. Lady Yums. They got restaurants in here. I think the Anti-Defamation League office, Pacific Northwest. I don't know. Has poor reviews though. So a lot of this stuff is all owned by Amazon. They have like so many buildings over here. Like another Amazon building over here. Amazon Doppler. Don't even know what that is. Amazon corporate headquarters over here. So the big building. They have a lot of offices all throughout here, and it's pretty darn insane, really, what they have. But they have a lot. I mean, they just really have a lot of offices over here. Then you go over here to Bellevue, there's another corporate side of everything over here. Like everyday workers come over here, and there's some big dogs over here. But like the really, really big dogs, they have offices over here too. This is like the luxury side of Seattle. It's called Bellevue. It's not even the same city, but you have Seattle money, but then there's Bellevue money, and then sometimes you got like Medina money. Your phone, your just to get in here, your car is recorded just to drive in here. Football players, the big dogs, they all have houses over here. All right, they all have houses. Like if I go over here to Zillow, last thing I swear we'll get back to crypto in a second. Zillow, Seattle. When we talk about these houses, these are the ones that are like totally overpriced, but people still pay for them all the time. Go over here. Any house for sale? Oh, the filter. Okay, here we go. 2.7 million for 1,700 square feet, and with a price cut of $55,000. Right. So what you get is this. I mean, it's not even a new home. Like again, like look at that wallpaper. No, look at that walls. No. But it's like almost $3 million. Very, very expensive neighborhood. You get down here, then you guys get to more of the houses that are whatever this is. It was last sold in 2020 for $15 million. $14 million for this house. Pretty darn crazy. And then you get over here to Mercer Island. I have a few friends live on Mercer Island. Their houses are awesome. The roads are terrible though. You think this is flat land and it's not. It's just like really steep hills that are very uncomfortable. These houses are pretty chill as well. But again, you got to have a lot of money to buy up this stuff. There you go. So far, we're bouncing off of that support level, though. That's pretty darn nice. I'm surprised it showed up on the 1 minute, but nowhere else. Like, it didn't show up on the 5. The 5 minute has a support level just a little bit lower. The 15-minute one has no support for it, I'm sure. Really, just because we're using that, we can actually see it with our own eyes, I guess, but still. It's nice to see Bitcoin have a little bit of a pop here. We'll go back over here to the 15-minute chart. There we are. Okay. What's my opinion about Market Cipher? Honestly, I don't know much about it. I know a couple friends that are sponsored by them. I don't think you necessarily need it to become a full-time investor. Let me check it out a little bit more. I haven't really done much research into it. All I know is from like what the website. I've checked out the website like maybe twice. No. No. Merchandise. I'd have to look more into it, but at least from what I see right now, it looks like. How much does it cost? 600 professional plan, 12-month lifetime. I would still say that I prefer just using Lux Algo, especially their free plan. Once you guys feel like you have enough disposable income to kind of toss it at this, then I would say go for it. And I'd probably just pay for the lifetime plan and not even use the professional plan. Because at that point, it's $600 for 12 months or $1,500 for a one-time thing. I would really just pay for it, $1,500, wait for potentially a Black Friday sale and just like get a huge discount lifetime, then just use it for as long as you want to. At this point, here's what I can do. I will reach out to them and see if they can give it to me for free, and I will try to use it on some of my charts, and I'll give you guys a review of it. But I don't know if they can let me have it for free. But I have a friend who works with them, so maybe I can get an inroad there. I know a lot of other crypto people out there, so normally I can kind of find something out here. Let's see. Yeah, but I'll look more into it for you, but I don't. Like, at this point, I haven't tested it out. And if you want to spend that much money, I think let me do a review for you first. But I don't know much about it. I've heard good things, but hearing good things and me actually using it are two different things. That's why I showed you guys this, right? Like, I had heard a lot of stuff about Lux Algo, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to use their indicators or use them more frequently on my stream, right? Because remember, they're not paying me for this. I have an affiliate code, but they're not paying me to actually like say, "Whoa, like, hey, look at this thing." I'd want to test it out. They were very nice to let me test it out. They said I can use it for as long as I want to, so I have the premium indicators as well. And so like if I wanted to, what's something I could do this with? Ethereum or something. Let's get rid of this all this indicators here. Let's get rid of moving averages. So this is the paid Lux Algo one. Maybe I can add oscillators, signals, overlays. Okay. For now, though. For now, let me do this. Okay. Move this down. You can see the signals right here. A strong buy right here, sell right there. This is the Lux Algo one. Remember, I like the change of character ones a lot more. So this change of character said buy here. The signal said buy here. Sell signal right here didn't really work out too well. Signal right here, this doesn't work out too well during sideways moves. And remember, we already had broken down to this uptrend, and that's why you probably wouldn't have wanted to use it there. But again, as far as this buy sell signal, I'm not showing it to you guys right now because I haven't learned properly how to use it. There's a lot of settings in here. Autopilot signal settings, the signal sensitivity. I'd probably change this up a little bit here. Presets, trader preset. I haven't even done a preset yet. So when I adjust this, I may actually change it up quite a bit. This is the type of stuff where I'm like, I got to figure it out first. I got to talk to them. Swing trader sensitivity can see at 12. Dashboard, we can leave a dashboard on there. Reversal zones, no. Trend, let's say reversal zones, trend catcher. Do you want a cloud? No. No. Yeah, let's keep the stop loss points on here. Dashboard size, let's go over here to large. Actually, that's too large for as far as that's concerned for the stop losses, but that's not terrible. Okay, let's go here. Target price is up there. That's not too bad. Alerts. We don't need to set up alerts right now because I don't want them popping off all over the place. We don't need any signals here. Okay. So I messed around with it a little bit. You can see where this is like saying, hey, you know, actually, better yet, let's do this. This is a daily chart. Okay. This is June 2022. This is basically the end of December. Let's start off with January. December 31st. Who cares? New Year's. Okay. Let's go to auto here. Let's go to the 3x and let's just see where it says to buy here. So the change of character for the original indicator that we use, not the premium one, that says buy right there, okay? I get a strong buy right here. A great move. It stopped me from having to deal with a few days of sideways action, so I'm still trading the momentum here. That still looks awesome. Let's see when it says to sell or have any worries. So there's an X signal right there that maybe indicates something. I don't know what yet, so perhaps I should be selling right there. I don't know. I don't know how to use the indicator properly yet, which is why I'm telling you guys over and over. I don't know how to use it yet. I'm looking at even more. Okay. Change of character here. This one tells me to start selling off and making sure I know that a possible trend reversal is about to happen. Pop up even higher here. And here we are with this one, right? So I still don't have much data. But yeah, I mean, it seems like if you change it around a little bit, you can see how that actually worked out. It didn't mess with any of those sell signals here, the false ones. They're now gone. So the more I learn about this, I'll do a video about this one as well. But maybe I want to set this for maybe a trend trader. Does that change anything? Trend trader. It came back into the zone and I wanted to buy, but was that zone actually there at the time of the dip? That's what I got to check out here. So let's go right here. Oh, it was there. Wow, that's pretty nice. Yeah, buying the zone. Oh, not too bad. Okay, I see the move right there. I mean, this thing has its uses, but I got to figure it out. So, I mean, you know, now I'm looking at it like this. Let's go over the past few days here. Kind of find the support zone here. Some signals seem to be working out. Let's go over here, okay. Again, I don't know what all of these signals mean, so let's go to the 10. I'll make this fast for you guys. This dashboard's a little bit big, though. I got to make it a little bit smaller. Had a buy signal right there. It did end up going higher. Didn't tell you to sell afterwards. Okay, nice. Sell signal right here. Strong upwards. I don't know. That's strong up. It's not a buy. Sell, strong up. A little bit iffy. I think I need to change the settings up to not be trend. I need to change it up to maybe something more of a day trader here. And so I got to learn how to use this. Yeah, I gotta learn how to do it. Like signal mode, confirmation, exits, confirmation, minimal. Yeah, I have to learn how to use this, and I'm not that good at it right now, as you obviously can tell. But so far, this one seems to be okay. I don't know if Lux Algo though has a lifetime subscription. Maybe not. I don't know. They're 40% off right now, though. I think you guys can see that at the top. Yeah, 40% off. Use code LUX40. Might as well. Pricing, if you guys want to do it. They only have yearly, and it's $500 a year basically. 40% off right now. I don't think they have a lifetime. So let me go email them tomorrow. I'll do a long email saying, hey, I'd love to work with you guys. I'd love to have you guys your tool on my charts. You know, from there we can see what happens. Let me use this oscillator here. Did it work out at all? When we get to the top here, definitely some resistance. I mean, a little bit there, a little bit. Get up there. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, let me get rid of this one though. Okie dokie, and back to where we were. Back over here to Bitcoin. Let's go back over to the 5 and let's see what's going on. Hitting that resistance level that we just broke down below and trying to break out above it. Hopefully we can. But yeah, Mehdi, I'll definitely let you know what they tell me, but I would love to be able to use it before I give you like a full-on opinion, because all I know right now is Lux Algo, and I'm still learning how to use that one, okay? It took me like a few days of like just using it and testing it out before I even made that tutorial for you. And because I tested it out thoroughly, now I think I have like the #1 video on the topic on YouTube, at least from the search rankings, because I think people like it. Let me double check here. #1 or #2 or #3, I always forget. Smart Money Concepts Lux Algo. Yeah, it's #1. And I'm beating the guy with 54,000 views, the guy with 65,000 views, 25,000, 118,000, 121,000, 16,000, 159,000. I'm beating all of them. So my video must have been more useful than all their videos. At least I'm hoping, right? But I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Let's see. What are we at Dogecoin? I'm just as bearish on Dogecoin right now as I am on Bitcoin because the overall market's having some issues. Dogecoin specifically, though, you know, we were trying to have a little bit more of a breakout here. Didn't really come along. Why is this? Oh, okay. I see what's going on. We were trying to break out here. If we managed to break out, I would have actually been buying in anticipation from anywhere 11 to 18 cents. I'd have been really happy for a strong move here. Really, I just wanted to see this get back up to 11 if we had a breakout. As far as Dogecoin is concerned, we're still a little bit above that support level right now. Let's pull this up for you. Right, still a little bit above it. I'm watching to see if we break down below it today. If Bitcoin determines that it's going to have a pretty ugly time, I could expect Dogecoin to come all the way back down to about 8 cents, about half a penny less than where it is now. Not what you want to see, but you do have this nice support level right there, right? So coming back down just a little bit, maybe even up here if you wanted to use this. We still want to keep on these higher lows, though, but we did break down below that a few days ago. But so hopefully, going back over here to the weekly, higher low. Let's just kind of keep packing on here and see what we can do. At least we still have an opportunity to break out over the next few days. But right now, just as bearish as I am about Bitcoin and all the rest of it, we really want to see the overall stock market really pick up here if you want to see Dogecoin really have a nice move. Dogecoin hasn't really moved that much over the last few days, and that's primarily because it moved up. It already moved down quite a bit, and it hasn't really moved up so much. So it hasn't been as volatile as other coins out there. That's what I should probably be saying. NA25 SUD. Hi there. I just got diagnosed with adult ADHD. Could you tell me about your experience, please? I mean, as far as my experience with ADHD, I typically don't like to take medication for it, but my experience is kind of different than most. I've had ADHD since I was a kid, since like 12, 13 years old, 12 years old. I have severe ADHD, and I've had severe ADHD unmedicated since I was a child. So my brain is like permanently ADHD-ified, okay? So I take pretty heavy medications, and right now I have to have my heart monitored every now and again because it puts strain on my heart. And I'm doing this to kind of make a course for you guys and try to become just a little bit more stable with my stream so I don't rant as much. I'm taking a lot of cold medicine right now because I have a pretty nasty little throat thing going on. And even that is like causing my medication to like totally, like I normally wouldn't try to go all over the place, but like I'm not normal right now. At least my brain feels like I'm not normal right now. But as far as trading, I found out that it helped me a lot as a trader, as long as I kept my composure and I figured out what I'm good at. When you have ADHD and you're trading, you have to have much more discipline than the average investor out there. And you have to have much more discipline or control over your emotions. So the medication helps out a little bit, mostly for this course I'm building out. And just the daily task. It's not like I'm just taking medication just for a course. Not like that. But I'm getting to the point where I'm doing a lot of stuff, a lot of paperwork for some other work jobs I'm doing. Helping out like different clients. I've been working with different websites out there, doing some real formal work here. Just to kind of get in the know-how and start to network with some really big business leaders, multi-million-dollar companies, right? And I need to be able to perform and understand what's going on. As somebody that has like severe ADHD, my attention span is not too good, and my memory, short-term memory, can be very, very bad because I just lose track of attention. And personally, I didn't know I had ADHD until just a few years ago. I thought like every girlfriend I've ever had has told me I'm weird, or kind of like a good night, like ooh, you're weird. But like I'm like an interesting weird because I can be funny, I can be like go do stuff, I can be spontaneous and stuff. It's basically just because I have ADHD, and girls and my exes have all loved it. Now, you know, how do I say this? In reality, it was like ADHD, but when I asked my mother about it, she had thought I had ADHD and she thought about getting me medication, but there was two things. First of all, I grew up dirt poor. So, like, dirt poor. So I lived in a assisted living houses. What do you want to call them? Like, you know, the government gives you houses to live in. Um, they were like filled with rats and stuff until you cleared them out. So not the best upbringing as far as like, you know, having access to all this type of stuff. But I guess back then, as my mom put it, there was a stigma about having ADHD, so she never wanted to get me medication. And because my brain had never actually like gotten wired to the point, like growing up when I was like, how do you want to say this? Developing, my brain pretty much fully developed with severe ADHD, as my doctor puts it. Using this in trading has been pretty good, very nice. I like it a lot, but I have to say, I do wish I was probably medicated a little bit more, and the reason for that is basically is, it takes me longer to do work that an average person would be able to do. Like when I worked in corporate, the amount of work I had to do in order to keep the job and move up and excel and move up the company, it was extraordinary because I had to, like, if my friend had to work 9 to 5 to get stuff done, I'd be working from 9 to 8 basically once I got home and finishing up all the work, right? So I'd be doing all that. And then also I had to learn how to talk properly to the point where I can be very charming when need be. And I figured out that since my work, I'm not like the craziest worker. I'm not like I can't get the most, I'm not the most productive worker. By making connections and getting to know people, you can really strengthen your position within a company or in any situation really by just having this personal contacts. So I had to find a way around a lot of stuff. It helped me out a lot with trading though, mostly just because I can look at a whole bunch of different stuff and kind of stay around, right? So normally when I'm trading or something, I might have something like I haven't looked at this one in a minute here. Let's go to this one. Go here. Okay, I could be looking at all these charts going on right now. Maybe I should do this. Exit there. Display wide. Okay, let's hop this over here. Let's hop this over here. It's gonna look kind of weird because this is my wide monitor. You're not really supposed to see like it all like that, but just so you guys can see what I'm doing right now. Okay, and this is blocking that one. Okay, so I could look at this right now, just like this, and have all these charts on here, and I could be looking at different levels of support, resistance, and what's going on. You know, NVIDIA right here looks like it's breaking down. I'll probably trade that tomorrow. SPY over here is looking like it may have a bounce sometime tomorrow, so that could be pretty interesting here. NASDAQ, I don't know if there's anything actually going on with the NASDAQ. I'm going to go to the 1 hour chart. Not much going over here. We already had that breakout a while ago. And I'd basically just be going bit by bit to see what's going on. And I could look at a whole bunch of stuff easily. And I can kind of just like tweak around about it. Like, ooh, there. And my mind can process stuff in rapid speed when I can see a chart. But yeah, I mean, personal life can be kind of messed up, I guess, having a lot of like severe ADHD. Trading life, it can make your life pretty easy if you got the discipline and that you can maintain the discipline. Discipline is usually just, well, for me, it's a lot of talking to myself and making sure I know what I need to do. As weird as that sounds. But I mean, yeah, it's not the biggest hindrance as far as it comes to trading. Personal life stuff, oh yeah, it can be horrible sometimes. Because I can be very awkward when I don't mean to be. And the way I relate to people is not the same as other people would relate to them, like the way other people would relate. Sometimes I can think I'm speaking totally normal, but somebody can think I'm talking in a very awkward fashion. And that's because I'm just trying to convey a message, and I'm not necessarily thinking about how I want to convey it. It can be very weird sometimes. Let's go to 24. Actually, is this 150? Yeah, it should be working out fine. But yeah, it's kind of a thing of its own. Because I don't necessarily understand what it's like to be to not have ADHD because I've grown up my entire life with it. So I'm not going to be the person to explain the differences, so to speak, as far as what my experiences. And I've noticed that a lot of my best friends also have ADHD, so we have a way of communicating with each other that that makes sense. I'm gonna go visit a good friend of mine in Vegas next month and blow a whole bunch of money. But we both have ADHD. Both have ADHD, and we get along great. Met at college, really good guy. But like, it has its ups and downs. The ADHD medication that I take, it's works fine. It's expensive as hell, but it works. But ADHD medication puts a strain on your heart, so you got to worry about that. And I'm overweight. Somehow, some way, I am like, I'm not gonna say I'm like my body is like healthy because I'm fat, but my heart is very strong because I exercise a lot, even though I'm fat. I guess I'm losing 2 pounds a week, but shit, that's not enough. But that's when my doctor says it's safe enough. But you have to have a strong heart if you want to take the medication. So just keep that in mind. Like I had to increase my dose month by month here, in order to let my heart know it was strong, and I have to do like these calls every now and again where they test my blood pressure and stuff. It's a freaking hassle. But I mean, the medication works, except for when I'm on tons of medication, like I am now for having a cold. But I am 4 times as productive with the medication than I am without. Because if I have ADHD medication, sorry to go for the rant, guys. If I am not if I'm not on ADHD medication, this is what it might look like. I'm looking at a chart right now, and I'm looking at it for maybe 2 to 3 minutes. Within 2 to 3 minutes, I pop up here and I hit this, and I'm looking at, oh, hey, I wonder if there's any animes I like. Oh, okay, let me see what animes are out there. Maybe this one about the chef. Maybe I want to watch that one or something. Then I'm like halfway through this, and I'm open up like Chat GPT. And I go through Chat GPT, and I'm like, hey, let's go chat. Yeah, there we go. And then I might start having a conversation with this and trying to do some work that relates to YouTube. And then from like within a 10 to 15 minute period, I've gone from Bitcoin to anime to YouTube work, and then I'd probably open up my YouTube account and go look at the data, and then from there I'd miss out on something I wanted to see clearly on the charts. So that would happen to me every now and again. Back when I was just learning to trade, like a lot. Not learning to trade, but back when I was just first learning actually YouTube, not really to trade, because it was a new thing. Putting new things in my schedule is like sucks. And not schedule, but rhythm, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, you gotta place some discipline on yourself. But the medication helps. I prefer not to be on the medication personally though. But the medication does help a lot. It makes me way more productive, and I do like being more productive. But I'm forced to be more productive right now because of YouTube, and I'm trying to make YouTube a full-time thing while I trade. But I used to just trade full-time as a living, and I was kind of like, I felt unfulfilled, if that makes sense. I really didn't do anything. I really did nothing. So this makes me feel more fulfilled. I kind of like it. It brings more joy to my life and stuff like that. So that's part of the reason. And also I'm doing a lot of paperwork. I said more work stuff, helping out like Session Wire, helping out TradeZing. Doing some paperwork right now about hiring a lawyer to kind of walk me through how to move to Nicaragua in a couple years, or next year probably. Hope my mom gets her kidneys and like all types of stuff. I need to be able to pay attention for that shit. Now I can work from home and have the AI do my work. There is a huge thing right now as far as AI and YouTube. People are trying to figure out how to make it full time, but just going auto channels and stuff like that. I have a friend that has an automated channel. Everything is automated except for like he pays somebody to talk, but like he's basically just running this YouTube channel. But he owns everything about it. But he just pays some guy to do the reading for him, pays him to do the editing, and he makes a good, like a hefty profit off it. I need to figure out how to do that. Anybody for, yeah, definitely those white collar workers, they're definitely going to be in a pain once they realize like they don't have as much leverage as they thought they did. And hey, Nash, happy to see you back, man. I have one of those fold holders. They're so strong, worth it. Dude, I just bought one. I hope it comes. Oh, it's going to come Thursday. So I'll be able to do a TikTok stream right there. We have 2 buildings for Amazon in Washington area. It's full of employees. Yeah, I mean, when I went there I spent like a couple months ago now, there was tons of people walking around the streets. It's right here. You should check out Wyckoff's Sniper Indicator on TradingView. It's been pretty accurate for crypto and stocks. Hey, Max, I'll definitely check it out, and I'll probably do a video on it too if it works out. Let me make sure I take a note of this, though. You said Wyckoff sniper. Wyckoff trend. Snipe. Is it the Sword of 1,000 Truths? Could be that. Let me know what is called here. I don't want to get the wrong one here. There's a lot of Wyckoffs here. A lot of Wyckoffs. If we just do Wyckoff. Trekking trend. Yeah, I'll look for it. But yeah, it seems like it might be something I'd check out here, especially if it's working out pretty well for you. Right here. Hey, Ken, what do you mean, please, about? Let me know. And hey, Jerry, Doge is the only one that's been volatile enough to make 4 to 5% in a reasonable amount of time. Yeah, I just mean like you people. Okay, Loki. Sorry, Loki ran up here between my leg and, or you can see his head right here. Yeah, he's having a good time. Yeah, Dogecoin can be volatile, but not the volatility that you want to see it. Because like normally I don't see Dogecoin like here. Let me go up here to the daily chart. I want to see this volatility happen a lot more. Over the last few days, it's been kind of going more sideways here. You guys know yesterday's AK did move up a little bit more. I like these days for Dogecoin though. I was really happy with the big moves we had over here because everybody was going crazy. There was day traders hopping in left and right. I think I'm probably just a little bit spoiled as far as the volatility in Dogecoin, to be frank. All right. I like to see that we're bouncing back up here after this breakdown though. So on the 4-hour chart, we haven't closed yet. We have 49 minutes left. We have an opportunity to stay above it. I mean, I hope. I don't know if it's going to work out, but we have the opportunity. And hey, Tony, how are you so successful with heavy ADHD? You don't sound like you're on the spectrum. Great to see you have you here, Michael. Hey, Tony. It's discipline. I've had to practice with it. Again, I've had this my whole life as a kid. I know how to articulate myself quite a bit when it comes to certain occasions in order to like work everything out. So what I've done, and this is probably not healthy for you guys to do, and I don't really recommend it. My brain thinks about a lot of stuff, right? A lot of stuff, all the time. I will typically think about what's going to happen in the future all the time. Not in a worrying manner, but like what happens if this happens? What happens if this happens? And instinctively, once that bad thing or that thing ends up happening, I'll know what to do in the situation. For example, when I was younger, in my earlier 20s, when I was living in Montana, I used to go snowboarding a lot. And I never had any incidents except for like one big incident. And a lot of the time when I was at home or just at work or in classes, I would be thinking about just random stuff all the time because I had ADHD, but I didn't know I had ADHD. So one of the things I would do, once every 5 days for about 5 seconds, I would think, what happens if I get into a snowmobile accident? Oh yeah. Then I realized hey, when drunk drivers hit people and there's a car crash and people die, usually the drunk driver is safe because his body is limp. Instead of the people that get crashed into, the body is all stiff. And I don't know the science behind it, but usually people that are limper in these big crashes, they tend to survive. So one day I flew off of a cliff going like 60 miles an hour on a snowmobile because I hit a patch of ice and I was unable to turn or slow down. So when I tried to slow down and turn, guess what? I did that classic thing of flipping. And so I flipped off of a cliff. And then you know what I did? In that split second, before I closed my eyes and just prayed that I would live, I remembered what I had thought about in the past, and I went full ragdoll. And I pretty much survived after like hitting my head like 1,000 times, to the point where I was so concussed that I ended up going into work and staring at the phone the entire shift because I thought it was ringing. And only when the phone really did ring is the only time I did not pick it up. That's how much of a concussion I had. And so like it was in some, I don't even remember where the mountains were at. Some mountains in Montana. It might have been, I don't think it was Livingston Peak, but it was somewhere out there by Big Sky. But I like my brain always thinks like that. So that's kind of a more of an extreme thing. But maybe on a more minor level, if like, I don't know. I'm usually thinking about a lot of stuff all the time. And so when the occasion comes up, I kind of know how to deal with it. When it comes to trading though, and just day-to-day stuff, you just kind of have to talk to yourself and say, hey, this is what I need to do. This is what I'm going to do. And really, for me, my big thing that helps out, this is only for me, I go outside a lot. I go on walks with Loki all the time. I will go to the dog park a lot. I'll go to the waterfront a lot. I will just go out and walk on the street, talk to my neighbors. I know all my neighbors for different reasons. I talk to a lot of my neighbors a lot more now because I'm always scared that maybe one day Loki may get out and I'm just not aware of it. Or maybe I'll be on my trip to Vegas, Loki gets out. All of my neighbors on this block, like all like 14 of them, 14 houses or so, they all know who Loki is. So if there was any, like, and Loki knows all of their families. So Loki would not be violent with any of them. If any, like Loki got out, they'd be able to walk Loki back to my house. Right. So all that type of stuff, I try to make sure I know what's going on. I don't know. I can be pretty wild at times, but not like the bzzz type of guys. One of my friends can go like bzzz type of wild, which is pretty fun to watch. But just remembering to slow down a little bit. You guys know I talk pretty fast. I do everything pretty fast. It's who I am. But I try to deliberately slow myself down. But because I grew up with it and my brain doesn't know any other way, it's a long process to try to slow down. So like me talking this slow now, I am thinking about talking slow. It's not naturally happening, but if I just forget for a second, you guys will hear me talk like this, and we're going to be looking at the Bitcoin NASDAQ SPY. It'll just go up. I have to physically think about talking slow. It's annoying, but those are some of the things I've taught myself to do. And then I have to remember to actually have some fun every now and again. Having ADHD that's severe, it's not really too fun sometimes. Like, to have fun, I'll go out with Loki or something. But then I kind of spoil myself sometimes. Like the other day, it was mostly for my sister, but I spent like $130 just on sushi for one meal for them. Today, I bought some good quality food to be eating later on in the week. So I bought Loki some liver. I bought him some chicken gizzards. I bought him half a duck for him to eat. For me, I got myself a full duck, some hamburger meat, some mocha cake, really light, fluffy Korean mocha cake, and a whole bunch of these seaweed roll things or something for me. Really pricey stuff, but they're all good. So, sometimes you forget your situation when you have ADHD. You're kind of just living in the moment, and after like moment after moment after moment. Sometimes I forget I can spend a lot of money if I want to. That was one of the reasons I invested in this watch when I got it for my friend's wedding that has diamonds in it, or this ring right here. This ring costs like $400. I think $400. I just like the look of it, basically. But one of my friends has like 2-3 million followers on TikTok. He got me into jewelry, and I absolutely love jewelry now. I'm just not buying a whole bunch of it, but I buy it when I want to. What is it here? Let me exit. Oh, it's talking about what do you call it? Okay. Men's rings. It's about 110%. I swear it's not in the thousands of dollars. Oh, here it is. Yeah, $425. Right? It's just this ring. Nice little ring. I like it. Nice little colors. I like the waves. I like the color. You guys can't see it too well, but it has a different type of color than what you can see through the pictures, which is why I like it so much. The one I'm probably going to get later on, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe later on there's another version of this ring that has gold and black in it, which is really cool. Maybe if I type in waves. It's the waves. This waves. Yeah, this one right here. Waves band ring in sterling silver with 18 karat yellow gold, 8 millimeters, 2 colors. Is like probably $2,600. Oh no, that's not it. Right here. This is the bet. Yeah, I don't like the pave diamonds. I think this style of pave is like probably one of the ugliest types of rings you could ever get. See those little diamonds in there? Ugh. I like the little bird though. No, but there's a better one right here. This is the one I want to get next. This one. So it's black on the inside here, but the gold and the waves. So I kind of want to see that. That's what I'm probably gonna get next. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of moment to moment living, and so finding a way to get out of the moment to moment living can be very, very good. Think of those movies where it shows a guy in a cubicle, and then it's like the next day doing the same thing. Next day, next day, next day, next day. But you know you're in that scenario, but it's happening like 5 minutes by 5 minutes. It's pretty weird. And hey, Ken, I'm still undiagnosed, but when I found out what the symptoms were, it made me perfect sense. I like my brain. I just can't focus. Exactly. Which is why this is why I try to slow down a little bit here. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to do a stream where I'm 100% slowed down. Like, if you look at me compared to a lot of other YouTubers out there, they talk so much slower than I do. I'll try to do that for tomorrow's stream and see how it works out. But I'd say, I recommend getting diagnosed if you can. I think. Now, I have insurance, but I don't use insurance for such things as like my appointments and stuff. But my insurance, my first initial appointment to get diagnosed, this was not with a doctor. It was with a professional, like a sub-doctor, whatever it is. Because I don't feel like I need to see a doctor for it, because they might want to give me a full-on test. I don't want to like spend hours on a test. It was $300, $250, yeah, $300, I think. And then every month I have a talk with her, and that payment is $200 every month. And then I pay for like $130 worth of medication every month. So it adds up. But if you guys have insurance, or if you guys, I think, have, what did she tell me about? I never got it, but she said I could get it. They gave out like free Good RX coupons. Good RX. Yeah, Good RX. See, I have some memory, right? Compare pharmacy RX prices, whatever this is. And I just get mine from my local Albertsons. Albertsons is owned by Safeway. And they just give you a little text message saying, "Hey, your prescription is ready. Go walk in." But I guess it saves you money when you do it for certain things, for certain medication. ADHD medication, I don't think falls underneath it, honestly. At least mine didn't. But it might for different ones out there, and depending on what state you're in. But I would say just definitely see if you do need that, because like I like having access to this medication even if I don't use it. Because I know they have this like a black market for Adderall, but I would never trust it, especially with all the crazy fentanyl stuff going on in the country right now. You're awesome, but the girls are crazy. My problem with literally every one of my exes, which I've only had 3, I usually date them for like a year or so. I work too much. I will take any girl out for tons and tons of fancy dinners, going out, having a drive on the waterfront, whatever. But at the end of the day, like, they really want to spend a lot of time with me, and I'm not the type of guy that likes spending a lot of time with another person. I'm a pretty quiet guy. Like, I like to be alone a lot. Or I don't mind being in a room with another person, but I don't like to communicate a lot. You guys don't know how easy it is with me to communicate with you guys because I'm staring into a camera. If all of you guys were here with me, I would just not be talking the same way at all. I don't normally like to talk too much, honestly. I don't really like to talk to people out there too much. I can, and it'll feel very natural. You won't even know that I'm uncomfortable, but I will be uncomfortable. But you know, it's because I'm talking to you and I'm having a whole other conversation with myself in the back of my head as far as what's going on there, what I have to do afterwards. You know, I just can't turn that back part off here. Nothing sinister, but it's basically like, oh, geez, what do I got to do after this, and so forth. Have I ever taken Adderall? I have severe ADHD, and I would say the number one plus, it makes me confident when I'm speaking because my brain is bouncing all around. I've had it. It worked fine. It worked okay for me. I would say not fine, but okay. I'm using a different one now. I don't even know what it's called, like some F. But it is nice to not have everything bounced around. I'm taking the strongest prescription I can, and I'm still bouncing around. I grew up with it. There's no way to kind of turn it off. It's just mellowing out what's already there. I don't have to talk too much about certain things. And what I do end up talking to people about, it usually goes back to what I'm passionate about. And so I can explain in great detail. And that great detail of which I can speak about certain topics usually will outweigh, or the person listening will ignore the way I'm saying it because they're so excited to hear what I have to say or interested in what I have to say. So, like right now, how I'm talking to you guys, not as fast. I've trained myself to talk in this tone with a lot of people out there. When I'm drunk, I tend to talk just like this, actually. Really drunk, not really mild drunk. Mild drunk, I think, actually makes my ADHD worse. But if there's anything you could do to like minimize that, I think it's worth trying out. As long as you kind of like what it makes you, right? Because I know some people that just take. So I take medication. I take the long acting one where it's working 24 hours a day, because the short term ones, they like they crash. I mean, like even the high powered ones, if the short term ADHD medication, they don't last long enough for me. My brain doesn't like it going from calm to hyper, back and forth. It made me a little stir crazy. Because my brain didn't like going from 100 to 0, 100 to 0, or 100 like to 30, 100 to 30, 100 to 30. Didn't like doing that. So now I'm just kind of at a constant like 40, 50, instead of like going low, high, low, high. I'm just at a constant. As long as I remember to take my medication every morning with some coffee or some fresh tea that I make. I felt unstimulated a lot, so I deep dive into weird stuff like African war music. Oh, guys, I listen to the same songs a lot all the time, depending on what I'm doing. So I have a certain playlist I listen to in the car. When I'm at home, I'll listen to the wackiest playlist ever. Like YouTube knows the type of music I like, and I mean I don't listen to YouTube music all too much, but like here, it'll have it up here. Probably, yeah, right there, right there. The music of the night. So I'm gonna turn off my audio very fast. Okay, I'm just gonna push pause as soon as it starts. Okay. It'll go from Andrew Lloyd Webber to Bells of Notre Dame to Davy Jones theme suite to He Lives in You to Remember Who You Are, Deliver Us from what's that movie is called? Prince of Egypt. Cast the Lion King, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? This one I actually don't listen to too much. I'm surprised it's there. I listened to it once and just kind of put it there because of what do you call hide from mix. Oh, you can hide from mix. I didn't know that. Go the Distance, I'll Make a Man Out of You, Ever Since. I haven't listened to this song in forever. Tangled, that one's for my sister. Through Heaven's Eyes, I listen to that one a lot. Strangers Like Me, Out There, Welcome to Jurassic Park. I Want to Be Loved, I don't listen to that one. Gladiator, Whitney Houston, Phantom of the Opera, Playing with the Big Boys, All I Ask of You, When You Believe, I Have Nothing, right? So it has a whole bunch of random stuff. That kind of tells you the wildness of my brain and how it's not like anywhere consistent with what I'm gonna listen to. Hey, thanks, Tony. I appreciate it. If Twitter accepts Dogecoin, what do you think about the price of Dogecoin getting 16 to 20 cents? I mean, yeah, it would hit that pretty easily if Twitter accepts Dogecoin, but I mean, for how long? Have a little bit more money, everybody will be a little bit more excited, and you're going to see some really large moves out there. Like you can still have good moves with Dogecoin, but if you really want to see some really parabolic moves where Dogecoin goes back up to 40, 50, 80, with 90, even $1, you want to see this type of news coming out more during the bull market. But for now, yes, it would have a pretty easy time going back up to maybe 15 to 20 cent range. I would like to see that, but the news would have to be very, very good. And then at the same time, you'd probably I want to see Twitter become some type of an exchange at the same time, like what you saw PayPal trying to do. I don't want to see Twitter do something similar there. I don't know how he's going to do it. I don't really know much about what Twitter owns, but I know Twitter is also going to be trying to do short form content in the future. Like they still own Vine, I think. So there's a bunch of stuff that could be done. But yeah, it could definitely bring it back up to that price range. The flux is real. Oh, there you go. I make rings out of silver coins. Oh, that's pretty nice, Kevin. Like, what do you call it? I love silver. I absolutely love it. Like, for me, I'm like, I like the way gold looks, but silver on my hand, I think just feels better than gold. I like the way it sheens. So, like, I have like maybe 4 rings right now, you know, and they work out pretty nice. But what I've kind of been doing is I haven't been wearing my rings on my right hand a lot because, basically what happens, kind of in a weird way, I use this hand a lot to type and use my mouse, right? Me moving my hand a lot with this ring, it actually will create a bruise around my fingers. I know you guys can't see it here. Maybe if I, hold on, let me see if I can do this very fast. That was going to be very awkward here. I don't know if you guys can see the bruises or not. You can see the redness in my fingers, basically. You guys can't really see you can see a little bit of the ring of bruise. Not really. But basically they get like bruised and they get blisters. So I don't really wear rings on my right hand while I'm working anymore. I only wear them when I'm out and about in the town. But it's not a, you guys can kind of see that ring right there. It's kind of like a darker shade right there and a darker shade right here. But what do you call it? It sucks. It really does suck. So basically I only wear them usually when I'm not here. Let me move this here very fast. There you go. But right now it's like I'm just going to be streaming for a little bit. You know, it's not going to be the biggest bother for me. But yeah, definitely annoying when it does happen. But yeah, it's freaking weird. So normally when you see me do my videos, or if you guys see me like talk indicator tutorial or anything else as far as streaming, normally you guys actually see me have 2 rings on my left hand. Just because I'm really not supposed to be wearing it on my right hand. So it's, you know, that's normally I do this. Normally I have it like this. Oh no, ring on my middle finger, other ring on my ring finger. That's how I normally hold them. And sometimes I'll have one here, then just one on my right hand when I'm using the other one. But with this type of stuff, it's kind of weird. And hey, Alan, I'm happy to see you back, man. Hey, Tony, just smoke weed. Does that help? Smoking weed can help out sometimes. For me, though, I don't smoke weed a lot. Like, so I smoke weed, but I smoke it for like a month, and then I don't smoke it for like 5 months. Maybe I'll smoke it for 2 months, not smoke it for 5 months, but it dulls me down too much, maybe. I'm not entirely sure how to say it. It doesn't dull my brain in the right way. Like, I like smoking weed, don't get me wrong, but like I have a very low tolerance. Like normally when I smoke a joint, and I usually have gram joints, I'll grind it up, I'll pack it into my palm leaves, and then I'll smoke like a 1/4 of a gram, and that's more than enough for me. Like more than enough. Sometimes I'll smoke the whole gram if I'm with Loki outside and we're just chilling and it's like nighttime and I just have my flashlight. While he's playing outside getting his night energy out, I'll just smoke a whole gram. By the time I hit my bed, I'm gone in like 5 minutes of sleep. So it's almost like a waste of the joint, right? But I'm a big indica guy. I don't smoke sativa all too much. It's really just indica. We can do some stuff, but it doesn't do the right stuff for me personally. And AGT, Mike totally can relate. Diagnosed when I was 7 on Ritalin as a kid. Was helpful, but not easy. Staying on task in school and life were perfectly messed up. Yeah, exactly. My brain learned growing up because, again, I didn't know I have ADHD. Nobody told me. I forced my brain to be normal, but again, it takes mental energy for me to talk slow like this right now. I am. You guys remember in what's it called? First Stand, X-Men First Stand or whatever it was, where Mystique has to concentrate to keep her like human-looking body and not the blue body she has underneath. That's what I have to do. So it's like me always concentrating on slowing down and talking at the same time I'm talking and I'm getting like other parts of my brain's working. So the part of my brain that's speaking, that's automated. Like I am automated talking to you guys. Know that the part where my focus is actually keep my voice slow and that type of stuff. So it can be a little weird sometimes because my body just kind of talks. And sometimes that can be bad if I just talk without really realizing what I just said. That's right here. Ethereum derivatives data suggests 1700 might not remain a resistance level for long. Ethereum derivatives data shows bullish traders becoming more comfortable with the 1700 price level. I mean, I can see that with Ethereum because right now here, again, I just deleted it to do this little video here. Ethereum is really just fighting this resistance level right now. All right, so this is the weekly chart. We're really just fighting this trend right here on the weekly level. And so far, we've been going sideways and sideways and sideways. You look up here, we got our next level of resistance right up here on 1800. I don't think it's actually too far-fetched of a theory that says that sometime later on this week, Ethereum can actually break up and go above $1,800. That's not going to be hard for Ethereum at all. Right now, it's mostly just that we're starting to see the overall stock market go down and everything's breaking down on that side. And so that's most likely going to pull the crypto market down. But again, like this goes back to what we were talking about yesterday. Without the stock market looks much more bearish than the crypto market. Bitcoin could have been ready to tear a new one into all the bears yesterday. But no, people are getting more fearful about the China stuff, the Russia stuff. Then we had these bad earnings coming out today. The market is completely and crashed. And along with Bitcoin's inability to break out above this level of resistance, kind of around the 25,000, 22 level over here, we just weren't able to do it. And it goes all the way back over here, to what we saw back over here in August. Our inability to break out was really a pain. And so far, because of that, we're just definitely coming back down bit by bit by bit here. This is a 4-hour chart, excuse me, but on the daily chart, you can definitely see it right there, right? Our inability to break out, even though every time we took a dip, buyers were waiting and ready to buy everything back up. If we were going to keep that same trend, right, we're having a bottom right now, you would probably see a lot of buyers continue to buy this up over the next few hours, I would say, going into tomorrow. And probably you would see some type of shorter term trend lines like this really causing some breakouts here. So maybe if we break out here in the short term, people would actually be willing to buy, see the larger breakout above this trend line, and really push it back up here to maybe actually back up here towards 24,749. I mean, I really think that's a possibility here, especially if the market opens up a little bit positive tomorrow. It's really what's going to happen more during the middle of the day and so forth here, because it seems like there's so much drama going around on the world stage. I just don't know what's going to be news today, what's going to be news tomorrow. And again, if we go over here to CNBC, let's see. Hong Kong's economy is set to grow 3.5% to 5.5%. That's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. Let's go over here very fast. Let's see. I want to see. There should be an article about Home Depot somewhere in here. There has to be. Guess it happened in the morning. The Home Depot. There we go. Okay. So Home Depot misses revenue expectations for the first time since 2019. Home Depot is where a lot of contractors go to buy stuff for building houses and whatnot. Most of there's two big ones. There's Home Depot and Lowe's. I think Home Depot is much more beloved by contractors than Lowe's is. Lowe's is normally where like my family members go if they want to go buy something for their house. I normally go to Home Depot because I like the way it smells much better at Home Depot than Lowe's. I don't know why. This is the wood they have. But here, Home Depot's revenue fell short of Wall Street's estimates in its fiscal fourth quarter earnings report Tuesday amid a slowdown in the home improvement category. The company also provided a muted outlook for the next year because of a tough consumer backdrop. Here's what Home Depot posted compared to what Wall Street was anticipating based on a survey of analysts by Refinitiv. Earnings per share $3.30 versus $3.28 per expected. Right? Earnings were actually decent. Revenue $35.83 billion versus $35.97 billion expected. Still, I mean, not as good, but still, missed but not terrible, right? It's for the first time Home Depot misses Wall Street revenue expectations since November of 2019, before the COVID pandemic. Shares of the company closed down more than 7% down Tuesday. And the quarter ended January 29th, Home Depot reported $35.83 billion in sales, up 0.3% from a year ago period, which saw $35.72 billion in revenue. The retailer reported net income of $3.36 billion or $3.30 per share, which also 0.3% higher than the year ago period, which was $3.35 billion or $3.21 per share. Now, amid record levels of inflation, a shift in consumer behavior and a housing market slowdown, the home improvement market retailer has repeatedly beat the street's expectations over the last year, but fell a bit short in sales estimates. The company attributed that solely to a drop in lumber costs, which had surged in price due to a nationwide shortage in fiscal year 2021, but are now down about 50% year over year. I think a lot of you guys remember that. But for that, we would have been right in line with our expectations, Home Depot CFO Richard McPhail told CNBC. After 2 years of high volatility, we've seen a little more stability in recent weeks and months, but it's hard to predict lumber prices. Home Depot said it expects sales and comparable sales to be approximately flat for the new fiscal year. It projects an operating margin of around 14.5%, which is impacted by a $1 billion investment Home Depot is making in wage growth. They have to pay more for inflation, which is not good as far as the Fed's concerned. Good for everybody else, though. In the quarter, its operating margin was about 33.3%, and executives said they saw increased pressure from shrink during the black half of the year. Home Depot expects a mild single-digit percentage decline in diluted earnings per share if lumber prices remain at current levels for the remainder of the next fiscal year. The company expects a 1% of pressure to comp sales and insignificant impact to earnings. So, again, just not what they're looking for right now. Not what they're personally looking for to the street, I should say. It's not good news. And that type of stuff worries people because the housing market really hasn't cracked. Like, I've been dollar costing into dividend growth stocks or dividend plays in the real estate market. But just like bit by bit, because the market fell so fast, I wasn't able to catch up to all the buys. So if I go over here, I go to all, and I go over here to dividend yield. Let's just go over 4. And I want to do market cap over 2 billion a mid. And I'm going to go industry. Let's go sector, real estate. Let's go to charts. You'll see how fast these suckers fell off last year. I mean, it just freaking insane. $13 down here to about $7, about 50%. Over here, last September, boom, fell down, right? Came down pretty rough. Came down pretty rough in October. October, just really rough times. I've been dollar cost averaging, and you can see some of these are working out okay. Some of them are not. They're all coming down right now, though. Okay? Home Depot did not help out any of this stuff today. Nothing. And again, you see how they're all coming back down a little bit more. Crazy little things. So, the only place I really am not going back to as far as the real estate is I'm not investing in anything that has to deal with commercial real estate. So if Amazon has new offices, whatnot, I'm not buying any of that type of stuff. This is for people that own houses or like, what's something that I would probably own in here? Yeah, here we go. Okay. Reality Trust, diversified or whatever, has a 4.29% dividend here. Small market cap, so I was hoping I might kind of grow up a little bit more, but it really didn't have a big short float. And if you go down here, it doesn't have terrible, hauls, I guess you would say. $27 back when I was buying it down here, it's still well down below it. Go over here very fast. Unlock the value of your real estate. Unparalleled expertise. Essential Properties team of professionals has acquired over 60 years of collected net lease experience. Our management team has been businesses, right? Not necessarily just like big old office building, just like businesses and whatnot. That's what I like to invest in, because I think McDonald's isn't going to go out of business. I don't think a lot of stuff is going to go out of business, even if we have a recession. You see this one over here. This isn't something I have, but I looked at it for a while. The market cap ended up being too big for me, but it still worked out. $44.52, still a great play, and 5.37% dividend. Did pretty well. I was scared off by just a whole bunch of sales coming off. It kind of made me worry a little bit more personally. But again, it's not the end of the world here. There's other stuff out there, but this one, if it'll play, there it goes. Right, nation's first gaming focused real estate. So I don't know. Hotel rooms, properties, estates, it's fine, but I never been one much that invests in casinos. Normally, if you're going for casinos, you're going for stuff like Sands. Right? Oh, no, there you go. Right? This is a much better play if you ask me. But this one was kind of different. So you can see in October when everything was going down, it did go down a little bit, but this was more of a COVID reopening play, because you guys remember the government tried to keep everything locked down for an extended period of time and people were kind of getting rattled about it. As soon as they were able to open up stuff, you see the drops kind of just stopped, and then people started to, okay, what's happening here? How's China doing? China started to reopen a little bit last year, and then boom, we were really taking off. Just had to sell signal here though, but you look at this right here. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go there. The signals worked out okay. Not always, but they did work out okay. Especially this last one here, if you guys were able to hold. I personally just bought based off of, go to the weekly chart. I bought down there. So you can see it definitely went down a little bit lower, but I continued to hold on here, and I actually bought some way back over here in 2020. This was just something a little bit different though. This was just because it had crashed and I wanted exposure for my long-term portfolio. But again, look at the monthly chart. It doesn't usually go too crazy. Usually it's like in a range type of thing. I like to trade in range if possible. The financial crisis, oh my God, that was a crazy time. But again, you got to know what you're trading if you're going to be going into dividends. There you go. All right. Green Satoshi token? I don't know what let me get out of this very fast. Green Satoshi token. GST. Okay, there's a few green Satoshi tokens. I'll probably go with the one that's attached to Sol since it's on the top. Down 3% right now. Market cap at 15 million. So this is a very small market cap play. So this is one of those plays you could buy and it can like really rip up a little bit higher. Looks like it used to be all the way back up here around $7.83, and now it's currently back down here at 0.02. Definitely had a really big pump last year. I'd be careful about it right now, though. If you're buying this, you're going to be playing a pump and dump. I don't know if you're necessarily going to be playing something for the long term here. Okay. I don't know what I don't know what they actually do here. So it's an app. How to play. Choose a sneaker that suits your fitness level to earn. If you're outside the range of your sneakers per an hour, you won't be able to earn more sneakers. So you buy a sneaker to pay with Sol? Oh, so it's an NFT app. Okay. So you might be able to, it might be like buying an NFT, then you get residual income from it or something like that. I'd say be careful about playing it for the long term, but for the technicals, I would say it could be a nice little pump and dump type of action. So if you wanted to play around with it, definitely give it a chance. But you don't want to be putting too much. You want to understand it's more of a gambling play than some type of fundamental play. Okay, I usually don't trust too many NFT apps out there. They usually are designed to get you to buy something with crypto, like a Solana for this example, Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then at the end of the day, you're just trying to make the money back by doing some type of thing. I don't want to make my money back by doing something. I want to just put my money to work and let it like work for me, right? I don't think I don't want to have to go walk to earn Solana or something like that, right? And I don't want to have to buy NFT for that right to do so. But as far as maybe a trading opportunity, yeah, it could be pretty fun there. For real, too much sativa gives me anxiety. Sativa gives me a crazy anxiety. And yet most of my friends smoke sativa. I know some pretty wealthy people out there in Seattle, and they have a lot of crazy stuff. Stuff that I don't even want to touch. And I'm not talking about like really, really hard stuff. It's just like stuff like the mushrooms and stuff, and like the very like really concentrated types of weeds. I just can't do it because like I just know it'll like get me too ramped up, and I'll probably go like a little paranoid or something. Because like when I go paranoid, I had a paranoid experience one time when I had like too much sativa. I don't get crazy or do anything like wild. I realize what's happening and I meditate, and I just get into my zone and I just block everything else out. And then like if somebody talks to me, like I can be honest, like, hey, I'm having a bad high. I'm just gonna chill. They're like, okay, you want something to drink? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I love some water. No, but in like more of a slowed voice. And I'm just like, I don't really hum, but I'm just like. And I just think, and I just kind of ponder. But yeah, it's sativa can make me really give me some crazy anxiety. That's right here. The logo of GDBS in this stream channel of American Bulldog Trading. Oh, I wonder how much that cost them. Oh my gosh. To get a logo on a stream, especially a big stream, it costs a lot. Like I don't charge for these logos up here. There are people I've worked with as far as like affiliate links and stuff like that. But I don't charge them for anything like that unless they want to fully like go full sponsor the channel, like have me only use their product or something like that, which I don't do. Especially with all the exchanges that have had issues over the past few years, I don't want to have to be anywhere near that. I'm like, hey, here's an exchange I like. Like I said, I used to like FTX. I said it plenty of times, but I never was paid by them to endorse them, right? Like a Kevin or Larry or a lot of the people that got backlash, I guess you would say, during the FTX saga crash, because I didn't take money from FTX. But yeah, it was crazy. That I'm not the only one that likes to get that with that gets like that with weed. Yeah, a lot of people do. A lot of people do. I just know myself to be like, okay, this is what I gotta do. I'll just chill out and I just kind of relax. Or I might play a video game or something. Video games usually help me out. I don't get high too much anymore. I tend to smoke very good weed, so I just kind of buy like an ounce of weed, like maybe like 4 different quarter ounces, or usually I do go 8/8, and I have a whole bunch of different sativa I can try out. And I put it in my grinder. I have an automated grinder, does it all for me. Pack it into the palm leaves, a gram at a time. About a quarter of an ounce, quarter of a gram works perfectly for me. But okay, everybody, I'm gonna end the stream right here. I gotta go upstairs and make some dinner. I was only planning to stream for like an hour because I have a pretty bad cold. And like I told you guys, my throat's been pretty bad so far. But I will be live tomorrow. I will be live probably later on tomorrow, maybe around like 7 o'clock, because I have some stuff to do in the middle of the day. But I will be live also around 1 o'clock. As the market closes up. One last thing. I did pay for another stream, another 24-hour stream service. I have to wait for them to put it up here. The payment went through today, but I ordered it a few days ago. When I get that done, I am going to have a Bitcoin chart like this on the screen. Maybe not. No, it could be this one. But basically what it's going to do is it'll have color candles and everything, and it'll give you buy, sell signals if you guys want to use it, but only for Bitcoin. So it'll look something like this. And you'll have the sell signal right here. You see how it's still going down? You guys could use this if you guys wanted to, okay? So that's my big little thing I'm giving you guys later on this month. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to tell your friends about it if it works out well for you. And so you guys can use the buy and sell signals. Like we had a buy signal right here, went higher, had a buy signal right there that went higher, had a sell signal right here that did not work. I want to make sure that you guys know this isn't perfect. But a sell signal right here, a buy signal that went boom right there, a buy signal that went boom right there, smaller boom, but still went up. And again, boom right there as well. So I'll be setting it up like this for you guys. Maybe it'll look more like this It's not going to be some type of thing where it's ultra zoomed in so you see the candles like that. I don't want it like that like the other ones because it's got two different streams on the Dogecoin. This one's going to have it more like this so you guys can see it. But honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I want to do this one or if I want to do this one that's not the paid version, because this one, the color just seems to be much brighter and pop off more. I'll have to figure it out. I'm going to ask them if they can change the colors for this one because it really annoys me that I can't change the colors to be like the other ones. But yeah, I'll see you guys a little bit later. Thank you guys for watching, and get ready for that other stream to come up because it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be tracking to see how much money it makes. Okay, thanks everybody.